What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Forza Horizon 2 doing a drift build of the Lexus RCF. Now, in my recent review of this car, I said I'd be doing a drift build of it, and now is when we're going to actually do that build. But the thing that we're going to change about it is the fact that we're not going to do it quite like we normally do, because normally we'll go like really high horsepower, but with this car, I think we're kind of looking at a really nice power figure already. We'll do a little bit to the power, but we'll see what other stuff we can do as well, like as far as tuning goes, and really try and get the most out of this car's chassis, because it has a really good feel to it, and I feel like we could bring just a little tiny bit more of that out. So, as far as colors go, I feel like I kind of want it in this blue. It just looks good. It's kind of just that signature blue that you had back in the ISF, and it really suits these cars well. It looks really nice. It's got a nice shade to it. Now, we'll probably leave, I don't know, at most we'll probably add about 50 or 60 horsepower to the engine. So not much. We're going to, the most of the time that we're going to spend upgrading this car is going to be spent in the tuning area. We're really going to try and tune this thing as much as possible, or at least to the desired result that we want. So,
Don't be shy. Come on in and let's fix her up.
first things first, let's go ahead and we'll do a couple of basic engine mods. So we'll do an intake, exhaust, puts us up to 522 horsepower, or sorry, no, not 522, 502. I was looking at the fact that it added 22 horsepower, and I was like, wait a minute, and I just kind of rolled that over into into thinking that it actually added it to the rest of the car. Now, let's see, where does this put us? 511 horsepower. Let's see, just a tiny bit more. We'll go with a, with new injectors, and that puts us at 527. Good to go on that. Just a couple of basic modifications to the engine. Engine will rev a little bit quicker with that lighter flywheel. We should be good to go. Now, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the brakes as well, just to race brakes, because I like the fact that I can, even though I don't normally tune the brakes on my drift cars, I like to have that option available. Not the rally suspension, the race suspension, for sure. Now, as far as weight reduction, we probably won't touch it. Honestly, we probably won't. We'll leave weight reduction alone, because really, we're not building a stripped out race car here. We're building we're building a drift car, but we're trying to really do a lot of that stuff in the tuning front, instead of just stripping the whole car down and giving it massive horsepower. Debating on whether or not to install a like a race transmission, just switch it back over to a 6-speed. And I like the 8-speed. The 8-speed's okay, but honestly, I'm going to switch it back to a race, or not back, but to a race transmission. And while we're here, we might as well get a carbon fiber drive shaft. I mean, why not? Now, go ahead and do tires and wheels. And the thing with tires and wheels, we just have to, actually, you know what, we're not switching compound. We're leaving it on the stock compound. And let's see, 275 in the back, 255 in the front. Honestly, that's a good size, and I'm going to leave it that way. I just want to change wheels because I really don't like the stock wheels. You guys saw, if you watched my original review video of this car, you'll know that I really didn't like the stock wheels. So, definitely going to take every opportunity I can get to change those. Those look nice. Those do as well. Those look really good on the car. I love these. Those look pretty much perfect. I mean, we're going to make them just a little bit bigger, but other than that, they look great. Yeah, 19 is just a tiny bit small, but 20 in the rear looks amazing. And we might as well have 20 all around, because that gives it a little bit more of a square stance, and I think that kind of looks good on this car. But again, we're not going for looks. We're going for actually how the car functions. No, definitely not. And with the wing, no. And, I mean, just to see what's available as far as drivetrain swaps and stuff like that, we could do all-wheel drive. We're not going to. For aspiration conversion, we could do twin turbo or supercharger. And I will do, or most likely do, kind of a max horsepower build of this car later on down the road. But like I said, that's not the objective of this particular build. Now, let's go ahead and let's see. A little bit more in the rear. Yeah, a little bit more in the rear. And bring these down all the way. Actually, you know what? No. We're going to stiffen the rear up just a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, that's a little bit more than a little bit, but you get the idea. Now, let's see. As far as braking, we're going to leave that alone for now, and then bump this up to both 100. So, let's see how this does just right now on this baseline tune. We'll tune it. We may or may not tune it more when we're actually out drifting it, because depending on how I like it, I may or may not want to modify the setup. Generally, I do, but again, that depends. So let's go ahead and see. Can I fast travel over here? Yes, good. I really wanted to test this thing out at the docks, because the docks just really provide a really nice area to where you can just slide in just tons of different areas, tons of different directions. And it's a really good spot to not only practice drifting, but develop a drift car. Looks really menacing at night, actually. Alright, let's head for the docks and see how this thing does. I'm already noticing a difference with the gearing, for sure. Not bad. It likes to get sideways. It definitely feels more willing to hold a slide than before. Oh yeah, the transitions are a lot more fluid now. Can absolutely... Oh no. Don't you do... Ooh! Oh god. Okay. I just decided to sit there and spin it because I was worried that if I continued on, I would just slam into one of the sides of that exit. So I was like, let's just spin around like right in the middle of the exit. And it worked! See about them third person. I do like the fact that it's really nice and, I don't know, it's really nice and controllable. And yes, I almost said, yeah, I meant to do that spin. Nah, no, I didn't. But the thing is, it's very easy to correct now. I mean, it was easy to correct in the beginning, but now it's even easier. There's something really, really balanced about this car's chassis. And it's weird because it's kind of... Because you think of balance like this and you think of really light cars. And this is not a light car by any means. This is actually kind of a heavy car. But the fact that it's so, I don't want to say stiff, but kind of, it's just buttoned down. It's just really nice to drive, actually. It's very composed. Despite its weight, it's very composed. And oh yes, nice. But I can definitely see this being a car you'd want to build and a car you'd want to use on a regular basis. And even though I said that this build was not going to be focused on horsepower, the fact that the tune feels this good to me anyway, I mean, that's the thing with tunes. My tune may feel great to me, but it might feel terrible to you. It just all depends on your actual style with it. But the fact that this tune feels so good right now just makes me want to add more power. Just makes me want to strap twin turbos onto this thing and just build a monster. And we will do that down the road in the future. I kind of want just a tiny little bit more out of fourth gear. I'm going to go ahead and tune that in real quick because... There we go, cars. And I think the thing is, the third gear is just a tiny bit low for some of these corners. Or sorry, just a tiny bit high for some of these corners. And fourth is just a little bit too low. So we're going to bump it up 1 point. Yeah, 6.5. Alright, let's see how this does. That might be a little too close. Ratio-wise, yeah. Let me just retune that one more time, because I know we're close. That's a little bit too much, so I'm going to back it off just a tiny little bit. See how we do with that. I didn't even realize I started out in second gear. It was just like, okay, you want second gear? Fine. Fine. Oh, that works perfectly. That's exactly where I wanted that fourth gear. Oh yeah, that's exactly where I wanted it. See, this combined with that new final drive really does well. It's got a really good balanced feel to it. You never feel like you're gonna lose this car. Like, you never feel like it's gonna try and surprise you. You never feel like it's gonna spin on you. It feels like everything you're gonna tell it to do, it's just gonna do it. No questions asked. It's just a very well composed, really nice car to drift. It really is, and I highly suggest building one. I mean, at this point, I would definitely recommend it. It's very much worth it. And the thing is, it's not that that expensive as far as credits go. I mean, yes, it's it's a little bit more than, say, you know, a Miata would be. But the thing is, if you want a drift car that's slightly different than your, you know, than your normal crowd of S13s and S15s and stuff like that, you know, but you want something that's kind of, it's a little bit more sophisticated, but it's still got a ton of potential. This I can definitely see being pretty much the perfect approach for that. I mean, yes, you could argue various BMWs, Mercedes, and yes, that's a valid argument, because that's what this car competes with. But then again, you know, I mean, if you want something even more different than that, I guarantee you that there's going to be more people using those cars, for at least for a little while, than are going to be using this car. And whoa, I was like, we're going to go straight into that shipping container. Apparently not. Apparently we survived, which is awesome. But, yes, I definitely recommend building this. If you want to copy my tune, feel free to do that. If you want to start fresh with your own tune, that's perfectly cool as well. Like I said, someone's tunes will not work the same way for different people. I mean, like, my tune probably wouldn't work for a lot of other people. At least people that have experience drifting, just because of the fact that everybody does it differently. But, like I said, I definitely recommend building yourself one of these. It's a really well-balanced car. It works very, very nicely. And, like I said before, I highly recommend building one. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.